Welcome into the Towson Center Arena. I'm Zach Maskovich alongside legendary Towson gymnast Tandy Knight, where the Tigers came in second place out of 4 teams. They posted an overall score of 193.0. And Tandy, for the Tigers here today, the beam was not kind to them. They did have to count one fall in the balance beam.
Yeah, and beam is almost always your toughest event, and you know, today it wasn't kind to the Tigers, but it shows where they have room for improvement.
And despite that poor result on the beam, they did still improve on their 2 scores earlier. In their first meet, the Tigers scored a 192.075, and then last week at Penn State, they scored an overall of 192.175, and then a 193 here today. So despite the 2 falls, we still know this Tiger team has room for improvement.
Yep, and that's good to see. I think as a coach, especially with such a young team, you want to see that every week. Even if it's just a little bit, you're seeing consistency, you're seeing improvement, and you're seeing room for improvement. So, you know, the sky's the limit.
All right, well, let's head out to the highlights here inside the Towson Center, where the Tigers were led off by Brittany Russell, who did a great job here as the only senior on this team on this vault.
Yeah, it was a beautiful vault, stuck landing. You can't ask any more from her.
She got a 9.75 overall. And then it was Lydia Thompson who scored one of the best scores all day for the Tigers right here on this vault.
Again, another beautiful landing, and she had great amplitude on that vault.
9.825 there for Thompson. And then the freshman sensation, Katie Sassa, would be up next, where she scored the best score for any Tiger of the day right here on this vault.
Yeah, that vault was beautiful. Great height, great distance from the vault, and another great landing.
9.85 overall there for Sassa. Up next for the Tigers, it was the uneven bars, and again, the freshman Abby Griswold does a great job here from start to finish as she scores a pretty respectable 9.675 here for the Tigers.
I think one of the things I like about this freshman is her consistency. She's clean and consistent on every routine.
And the bars is one of her best performances. Again, Abby Griswold finishes with a good landing there, and that gets her a score of 9.675. And then we saw Vicky Vesicki on the bars. This was the only event she competed in all day here, Tandy, and that has to be hard for a gymnast.
It is hard. It was one of the earlier events, which is nice, but still, when you only get one shot to compete throughout the day and then you're waiting around, it can get a little difficult.
That was Vicky Vesicki. Her score was a 9.625 after a strong landing from another newcomer. The Tigers feature 7 of those on this team here. The next event, Tandy, for the Tigers was the balance beam, and again, a common name that keeps coming up, Abby Griswold, and we had a chance to speak with her after the meet, but we'll have that for you in a minute. As you continue to look at her strong performance here, it's hard to tell she's even a freshman.
It is. She moves with a lot of confidence on this event, and that's a great thing to see in a freshman.
And this is Abby Griswold again getting ready for her dismount. She's going to dismount the bar from the side here with a great landing. She gets a 9.7 overall, which was one of the best scores for the Tigers all day. And then it was Alexa Davis. This is the first time we've seen her all meet long. It was the balance beam. This is one of her stronger events, Tandy.
Yes, and she's so beautiful to watch on the balance beam. She's very smooth and consistent and just very solid.
Again, Alexa Davis, who had to sit out most of last year with an injury, doesn't seem to be affecting her here today as she scored a 9.775 on the balance beam. Since the Tigers are the home team, they move over to the floor exercise next. And leading the Tigers on the floor was their senior, Brittany Russell, who you can see right here.
Brittany is such a powerful gymnast, and she's a lot of fun to watch. Her routines always draw in the crowd, and you just want to, you know, get out on the floor there with her.
So Brittany Russell really taking the team on her back here. They needed a strong performance as they came into this event right here in second place rather, behind Bridgeport. And the Tigers did a good job here on the floor today.
They did. They were very consistent on the floor today, very strong tumbling, and good landings once again.
And then it was Alexa Davis, who we just saw a strong performance from on the beam. This was the only other event she performed in today. She gave the Tigers a strong floor showing as well.
She did. And again, just as she is on the beam, she is really beautiful to watch on the floor. Her dance, as well as her very clean tumbling, always makes for a really beautiful routine.
So that was Alexa Davis on the floor there. So the Tigers don't get the 3 wins they were looking for. They do pick up 2 wins. They fall to Bridgeport, but that overall team score, as we mentioned earlier, Tandy, of 193, still an improvement. The Tigers have to be happy with that.
I think they should be happy with it. Their scores are improving every meet. That's what you want to see, especially with such a young team, and yet they still have room for improvement. So I think they have a lot of really great things to look forward to this season.
Our own Erica Such is standing by with head coach Vicki Kalishchik to get her thoughts after the meet. Erica, take it away.
Gymnastics defeated Ursinus and Lindenwood today, but fell to Bridgeport. In their first home meet of the season, I'm here with head coach Vicki Kalishchik. Coach, you had a score of 193. How do you think you did today?
Well, we definitely had some mistakes on bars and beam. We started off fantastic on vault, season high on vault, season high on floor as well. We just had a few mistakes in that middle portion of the meet, but it was really good to see the girls rally back and finish so strong on floor. And we keep getting a little bit higher each meet, and that's our goal. Always replace a score with a higher score. So, we're accomplishing that goal.
All right, now you said you struggled a little bit on beam. Why is that? What do you think contributed to that?
Well, to be honest, I think our mistakes on beam were just a lack of focus. I don't think that we were focused all the way through from the very beginning of the beam routine until the end of the beam routine. It's hard when there's a mistake, people tend to tighten up a little bit, and the next performer is a little bit more hesitant, and the girls just need to trust in themselves. They had a great week of practice. They hit beam this week really well, the best we have all season, and they didn't really just trust that once there was a little bit of a mistake, and I think they just, in the end, lost some focus.
All right, now next week you take on Cornell. What are you going to fix this week? What are you going to work on? And what are you looking forward to?
Our goal is always still 24 for 24, and we haven't accomplished that yet. So we'll go back in the gym and do some more numbers. We'll maybe make some changes to the lineup depending on how practice goes. And, the bottom line is we need to hit.
All right, well, we're going to take it over to Jason Lair, who is with freshman Abby Griswold. Jason?
Thanks, Erica. I'm joined here by freshman Abby Griswold. And Abby, this is your first time here at the Towson Center Arena. How fun is it to get out here in front of the home crowd?
It was so fun. I mean, our whole crowd is rooting for us, so it was a great time. The energy was high, and I just had a lot of fun out there. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to compete here. It was great.
And you had a pretty good all-around performance here today. Tell us about your performance here.
I was happy with my performance, but I couldn't have done it without the support of my teammates. They really helped me through it and helped calm my nerves. But overall, I'm happy. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but it was a great meet. So we keep improving from each meet. So.
All right, Abby, thanks. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Hey, Tigertown, be a part of the uproar and get your Towson basketball tickets today. Get ready to wear your black and gold and be a part of the excitement as head coach Pat Scarry and the Tigers hit the hardwood for their final season in the Towson Center Arena. See the Tigers as they continue their conference play against UNC Wilmington on Monday, February 4th at 7 p.m. in the Towson Center Arena. For tickets, visit TowsonTigers.com or call 1-855-TU-TIGER. Don't miss out.